You can have the best plan, the best resources, and the best intentions, but if you keep breaking your promises to yourself, man, your progress, it's always going to feel out of reach. Are you a person of your word? I know a lot of us, we like to say that we are, and then we have our little secret self where we get ourselves off the hook. And then we justify it so it doesn't seem like we're actually breaking a promise to ourselves. But when someone breaks a promise to you, well, it damages trust, right? And that thing happens when you break promises to yourself, if you get radically honest with yourself. And it chips away at your belief that you can change. You know, it's like, oh, I want to lose weight. And I'm going to definitely do that. And then you stop showing up to your workouts and you start to subconsciously not believe yourself. You stop trusting your own word. So we're going to talk about that today. Before we do, head over to talkperry.com. That's where I want to listen to what things you're struggling with, what things you're going through, what your goals are. And I want to help elevate you and help you recharge that mental and physical battery of yours so that you can reclaim your power. We do that in 15 minutes. Talktoperry.com. All right, most people, they think the solution is more motivation. I know I did. I don't know if you've ever done the motivation game where you're just like, I just need to get motivated. But that's rarely the problem. The issue is usually that your word to yourself, it has no weight. You tell yourself you're going to do something, and then you negotiate with yourself, you rationalize with yourself, you reason things away, and you've trained your brain to believe that when you say you're going to do something, well, you might not follow through. So why should your brain take you seriously? Because that's what it is. You know, you got to get into thoughts, get into feelings to take the action. Well, if the thoughts and belief is not happening there, and you're constantly breaking your word to yourself, well, the inaction happens, and it creates this little cycle here. So let's shift. You know, you have to start showing yourself that your words matter again. Now, this just takes a little bit of practice, and it starts with making one decision, making it non-negotiable, something realistic, not big, just firm. So instead of saying I'm going to work out every morning, say, you know what, I'm going to move my body for 15 minutes. And that becomes your standard. So here's the way I worked it out, because I realized I was negotiating and getting myself off the hook. I was trying to reason as I'm driving home off of an hour commute. I'm trying to decide, you know, I think I've got cardio today and I've got this big to-do list. I don't feel like doing the cardio. You know what? I'll make up for it tomorrow. And I'd start promising myself that I was going to do doubles or make up for it on the weekend. And then I rarely do, because the next day would come and it'd be like, I don't want to do doubles. And I would negotiate another plan. So I realized that it wasn't really the issue of the workout. It was the issue of me starting and getting in the gym. So that became my non-negotiable. That became my new standard. So I did two things here. One was right when I got home from work, after an hour commute of trying to talk myself out of it, I realized that I was sitting down to get, unwind and get motivated. I swapped that out to, I'm going to get my workout clothes on and get into the gym. Even after a long commute and a long work day? Yes. So that became the standard. And when I was trying to talk myself out of it, and when I was trying to say, well, I'm not really motivated, and when I was trying to say, I don't want to do cardio and all that stuff, my non-negotiable was, you have to commit to at least 15 minutes. If after 15 minutes doesn't, you're not feeling it, or you're feeling off, or you're ready to take on your other busy work, call it a day. But 15 minutes counts. And so that became my standard. That became my non-negotiable. And guess what? That became who I was. I was a person who showed up to do my workout, whether you're busy or not. So you start doing these sort of things. So I don't know what that means for you as far as creating a non-negotiable for yourself. I'm just telling you how I simplified things. I made a time and committed to that time. I committed to an amount of time. As a matter of fact, I committed to exercising at home by following a trainer on the TV. That way, it took the guesswork out. I tried to cut out anything that would get me off track to justify not showing up. I made it really super simple. You start building that trust with yourself. All of a sudden, I'm a person who shows up, and then you can adjust, however, improve things along the way. You build that habit. In the beginning, you have to create the habit first, then see the results. So the goal is to stop living in reaction mode. When your day is off and you're trying to negotiate with yourself, you lose your voice. Reclaiming your words by deciding what it is that you actually want. And you know what? You're not just breaking a habit of getting yourself off the hook. You're restoring a relationship with yourself. And keeping promises private until they're proven, you know what? That's okay. Telling others that you're going to prove that you're going to do this and then you don't. Well, that sometimes backfires, but just keep that promise to yourself. Look at your schedule, audit it. Look for the distractions. Look for the ways that you can simplify. Look for ways that you're trying to say, yeah, but, and when you say, I'm going to commit to this and I'm going to do this and I need to do this. Yeah, but, and then you come up with all the reasons why you can't. That's negotiating with yourself. That's trying to get yourself out of it, right? So you don't need a new planner. Just have a stronger filter about yourself. Ask yourself these things. Does this deserve my time today? Or am I just staying busy to avoid something that's uncomfortable? I get it. Especially when you're starting off with health and fitness stuff. It can sometimes be uncomfortable. Can sometimes think like it's going to take forever. But when you can simplify it, tighten up your habits that really support your goals and the desire that you're wanting to do, and you're showing up even when nobody else is watching, that's huge. So, hey, you definitely want to just know that every choice, if you are ready to stop breaking the promises to yourself, it does start with showing up today. Not waiting till Monday. A lot of people are doing that right now. They're going, well, I got the weekend. I got these things. That's indecision. That's hesitation. You're not doing that. You're not waiting till the first of the month. You're not waiting for the timing to feel right. You start right now, because every choice that you commit to, it's going to rebuild that trust with yourself. So you're showing yourself that I'm a person of my word. I'm a person who that follows through. That's taking your power back. You absolutely rock, my friend. I'd love to hear your top takeaway from today. You can drop those down in the comments. I promise I will respond and reply to those. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness Community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find the show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.